So if you're just catching up, former President Trump wants Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney of Wyoming to lose her job next year after she voted to impeach him back in January. Cheney could also face another effort to oust her from the leadership post she's in, number 3 in the House on the Republican side. Our friend Jonathan Allen points this out tonight, quote, as the daughter of a former vice president and an active tormentor of Trump, she would be no less interesting to the public were she to be sacked. That is, any attempt to strike her down might only make her more powerful. Back with us tonight to talk about all of it, Cornell Belcher, Democratic pollster who worked on both of President Obama's campaigns and on a number of House and Senate Democratic campaigns, and Michael Steele, former chairman of the Republican National Committee in the old days, former lieutenant governor of the great state of Maryland. These days, he's the host of the Michael Steele podcast. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome to you both. Mr. Chairman, is this a page from the well-worn hymnal of liberal fever dreams that you could make Liz Cheney a martyr, that it would backfire and make her politically more powerful if you try to topple her from a leadership post?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not even so much of the machinations, Brian, and the politics behind those machinations, is that for someone like Liz Cheney, because there's no secret in this country, Liz Cheney is a bona fide conservative. She is legitimate. She is from good conservative pedigree, if you will. So there's no concern or question about where she is on a number of big conservative issues that are important to those of us in the movement. However, what distinguishes her from this crop of political people is the fact that she's a leader. And she is a reflection of that brand of leadership that a lot of Americans know should exist, that goes beyond partisanship. And so the fact that she's taken the stance that she had has actually put her in an interesting position to hold some power, if you will, to use that term, if she happens to get ousted, and can be a bigger pain in the you-know-what to a lot of these folks who think that, oh, well, we'll just get rid of her and she'll just go away. What I know about Liz Cheney, she ain't going away quietly. And I think she's already shown that. And something that A.B. Stoddard said, I think is very important and very powerful in this moment, that, as A.B. noted, there is no political pathway forward for her as a Republican in the U.S. House of Representatives in the leadership of this particular caucus. And you know what, Liz? That's okay, because a lot of us out here, we got your back. And a lot of Americans got your back, and we see why they're coming after you. It's not because you're less conservative. It's because you won't cozy up to Trump. And everyone knows what that means, and everyone knows why they're doing it. So I think she's going to come out okay. Hate seeing her go through this, but she has a lot of friends around this country and a lot of friends still within the party who I think she can come to rely on should stupid prevail and McCarthy does the inevitable, and that's watch her get sacked.
Wow, interesting stuff there to our viewers, underscoring this is the former chairman of the Republican Party bringing it this evening, which brings us to Cornell. Cornell, I brought something for you. This is Michael Gerson, famously 43's former speechwriter in the Washington Post today. Nothing about this is normal. The GOP is increasingly defined not by its shared beliefs, but by its shared delusions. To be a loyal Republican, one must either be a sucker or a liar. And because this defining falsehood is so obviously and laughably false, we can safely assume that most Republican leaders who embrace it fall into the second category. Knowingly repeating a lie, an act of immorality, is now the evidence of Republican fidelity. Cornell, there's a lot there. I have a dual question for you. Do you think the GOP in our lifetime will be reality-based again? And what kind of challenge is there for the Democrats, earnest as they always are, to be fighting an enemy that adheres to no rules with nothing to lose?
Brian, those are really good questions, and I want to be optimistic, like my friend the chairman is. That Liz Cheney might in fact end up being Churchill, banished, but then come back triumphantly. But I just don't see it, and I just don't see it because she's not a Democrat. And the chairman is right; she's a bona fide conservative. The problem is, and with Trump's party, what she is not is a bona fide tribalist. She's not a bona fide nativist. And so when you strip back the big lie, what's the big lie about? The big lie is about so protecting their tribal warrior. So I don't think in the end that Liz Cheney is going to be she's going to be Churchillian here and sort of this comeback because in the Republican Party, because this is no longer the Republican Party that Liz Cheney or even Bush or Chairman Steele or even Ronald Reagan, Brian, wouldn't be able to win a primary in this Republican party. Ronald Reagan, who launched his campaign in 1979, talking about America sometimes wrong, but never mean. And you have a Republican Party today that revels in being wrong and is excited about being wrong and is as mean as often as they possibly can be. So I am worried. I am worried about that in the direction that are going. But also, more importantly for the country, is this: what are the things and what are the policies that they're trying to put in place, and what are the policies that they're trying to, in fact, get in the way of and be a hurdle to? Because of this tribalism. So, Liz Cheney and other Republicans, they can't pass the threshold. The threshold is to leech on and perpetuate the big lie, which is about, again, protecting a tribal strongman in a changing America.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.